Sambra
I didn't know
orchestral
Sambra
music.
was an orchestra.
Yes, Sambra plays the triangle.
She hacked the
orchestra.
orchestra.
Yes.
Avocados
That's what she
has no
does.
sex.
Boop. She just like dings it.
Avocados are useless.
They are really though.
She just
real
she doesn't
talk.
even hit it. She just goes. Boop, boop.
But real talk though, avocados
Are
Useless.
useless.
What guacamole, man?
not a fan
Also,
of
if I
guac.
seem shiny, I'm covered in glitter.
Wow, there's a non sequitur if I've ever heard one. If
You
I
don't
seem
know what
shiny,
hasn't
I'm
always
covered
been
in
this
glitter.
Oh, God.
Because I just noticed there's like one piece of glitter on my shirt that's just catching the light.
So you're just like, by the way, I know you're wondering out there. It's
I know you're
glitter.
wondering. It's glitter. I've been gone from webcam for 2 weeks, and I come back unshaven and covered in glitter. That can
Wow.
mean only one of two things.
You were in the enchanted forest. That's what I heard from that sentence. References. The references begin. The references begin.
All right.
Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to the Pop Culture Podcast, where we talk about pop culture and go off on the most wild tangents you've ever heard in your life. I am joined, as always, by my friends and co-hosts, Joe
I'm gonna try
from
that.
Joe Labone, which is what you can find him on
Of
Twitter.
internet fame.
Of internet fame. Joe of internet fame.
of
young
internet existence.
young
Of internet
Reinhardt,
fame.
pro Overwatch player, Joe Elbone. And my other friend and
Wrong, I'm a
co-host,
tie dad.
a member of the channel Something for Every Nerd, SFEN,
Future Esmeralda
Noah.
cosplayer.
Future Esmeralda cosplayer.
And future Esmeralda cosplayer, and Sweet Summer Child.
And Sweet Summer Child. Sweet Summer
Noah.
Child. Master of the Porgs.
Oh,
We are also, of course, joined by our frequent co-host and adorable mascot, Scritches the Kitten, who is definitely not a stock photo that I found on Google whenever we needed a filler space.
I feel like it is.
No.
Call
No,
it a
it's not.
hunch.
No.
A hunch?
That's a real kitten that is definitely
so-
owned
so-
by one of us.
I mean,
and not just a
Oh,
random
okay.
picture of a random kitten from the internet.
whose cat is it?
You know what?
It's mine.
I bet we could include us in the cats only community group. I bet we could do it.
Because
have a
we
cat.
have Scritches. Yeah, we
I
have
mean,
a
if you
cat.
want a
All of us
legitimate...
put on ears and then we'll pass it.
I was gonna say, if you want a legitimate animal, I could bring a rabbit in right quick.
Oh, that's true.
Does
Noah
have
has rabbits.
I
And
didn't
they're
know
Has
cute.
rabbits. They are cute.
They're super cute.
Janky's the
Anywho.
only stranger that was able to pet the one of them because he's very antisocial.
Yeah, Stormy.
Wait, Janky
He's
or the
really
rabbit?
cute.
Janky got to pet Stormy. Janky got to pet. Yes, both. But Janky got to pet Stormy because he was there.
We have a
Stormy doesn't
kinship.
let anyone. He doesn't
We
let
have a
anyone that's
connection.
not family
We
pet him.
don't like people.
We
don't
have a
like-
kinship. We have an affinity with the storm, Stormy. I understand you.
He understands Stormageddon Dark Fun of all.
Oh my god. He would. I just
And
called
that's
him Alfie.
legitimately his name, and I didn't choose it.
Impressive.
Yeah.
That's
My mother was
concerning.
all about that Stormageddon Dark Lord of all.
Anyway,
Anyways, continue.
so we're
to do
here
a talk
now.
show, aren't we?
Yes.
We're sure to talk
We
about
are a talk
something.
show, so let's just keep talking. Let's keep talking and not pay attention to what we're saying, because if we pay attention, then we're going to realize how ridiculous it is. If we realize it, the audience
So
will
guys,
realize it.
How about that sports ball?
How
How
about that,
that
ball?
sports ball?
That happened.
It
that was the
it
thing.
was good sports ball.
It
was
was
good
good
sports
sports
ball.
ball.
Is that sports ball? Is that superb owl sports ball? Is that going to be a precursor for how Overwatch League will do when the same teams go against each other?
I hope not. 5 o'clock though. 5 o'clock, we'll know. Hopefully, the Boston Uprising can beat Philadelphia.
Nah, Philly gonna win.
No, man.
Philly gonna
No, man.
win.
Here's the thing: Boston's
Philly
on the
gonna win.
uprising. Philadelphia is kind of plateaued and is actually going.
I'll tell you what. I didn't care about the Super Bowl.
I cared
Yeah,
about
to
the
be honest,
ads. Is this-
Everyone cares
is this
about
a-
the ads.
Is this a pop culture podcast or is this a Tide ad? Not sponsor.
It's a tight ad.
It's a Tide
It's
ad.
a
Obviously.
Tide ad. Look at how clean all of our clothes are. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
I
wearing
just
black,
realized
but
probably should have put a hashtag not spawn after the
Hashtag
Tide ad
not
in my
spawn.
name.
yes, because
Whatever.
Tide is definitely going to be like,
Yeah, Tide's gonna be like, we didn't sponsor this. How dare they?
this non-content
not-
isn't sponsored. No, it's fine.
We did not sponsor this podcast.
But if they do,
But they
Do you know
created
what
the
that
best
means?
meme of the Super
yeah,
Bowl.
I was gonna say,
They
but
did.
if they do sponsor us, you know what that means?
Hmm.
We have our first sponsor.
Unlimited Tide Pods.
No, we're not going down this rabbit hole. I will shut it all down right now.
That's how they funded all their Super Bowl ads. I'm not gonna go into it.
It's so
Anyways,
terrible. Anyway.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you guys about it later.
Anyway,
Regardless. Yeah, there were some good ads. Some
Good ads.
Some good
Good
trailers.
indeed.
Including but not limited to the trailer for Solo.
yeah,
Yo.
Solo came out.
No, it did not. The trailer for Solo came
the
out.
movie's
The
out.
trailer.
It's
the trailer.
good.
The trailer.
It's
came out. It's got things and stuff.
And things. I
and
heard.
things
I heard
Billy
about
D. Williams is
things.
there.
and stuff. I wish Billy D. Williams.
What if he
was
showed up in? What if he showed up in? What if he actually?
there. Yeah, he plays
playing
Lando's dad.
What if he was? No. What if he was actually just playing Lando? Everything else has been a big bait and switch, and it's still just old Billy D. Williams playing Lando
Young Lando.
Calrissian. It's just CG Lando.
Here's the thing. I am so jazzed for everyone in that movie besides Han Solo. I'm all about
Yeah.
everyone in the
For real.
supporting cast.
For real though.
Can I just say my
This-
major problem with it is I'm putting a team together. God damn it! Do we need another putting a team together movie?
Yes.
Does Star Wars have to
Make
be
it a
putting a team
heist.
together film?
Make it a heist. Make it a
every
heist.
Star Wars story is gonna be putting a team together.
Well,
you
I
know
feel
there's
wait,
gonna be
hold
heist.
on.
I
Wait,
feel
wait.
like I feel like you go to the movies anymore, and literally it's just trailer after trailer. I'm putting a team together. Hey, I'm putting a team together. I'm putting a team together.
Because
Hey,
everyone
keep-
loves a heist
keep-
movie.
keep
Look,
your trap shut,
there is
but I'm
there is
putting a team
nothing
together.
there is nothing more visceral than watching a whole bunch of people do a whole bunch of ridiculous things, like unnecessarily complicated things.
I want
To
this to
achieve a
just
goal.
be Star Wars Ocean's 11. all
Did
I
you see
want.
Ocean's 8? Did you
I
see the
did.
trailer for
No,
Ocean's 8?
it's going to be
The
Star
trailer for
Wars
Ocean's 8.
Kessel 12.
I don't want the Kessel Run. I don't want the Kessel
No,
Run to be in the
okay.
movie.
Please,
See,
no,
here's the
no.
thing.
That's the part where they're like zooming through space. That's what's happening. The Kessel Run is
No,
happening.
legitimately though.
I just don't
I'm
want it to be a
sidebarring
thing.
this conversation. Literally, a leak came out from Lego, because they had to start merchandise or promoting
Oh, we
new
talked
Lego sets, and the new Lego set has the new Lego Millennium Falcon for Solo. Has you know how the Millennium Falcon has like, where's my miniature? Never mind. You know how it has like that gap in between the 2 points on the front.
Yeah, and it comes up does
Yeah.
like this, dude.
Yeah,
dude,
and then
dude.
yeah,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
the Lego set has that filled in, and the Lego set is called like the Millennium Falcon Kessel Run or something like that. So they're going to
Well-
be doing the Kessel Run.
yeah,
We don't know that.
in
We
the
don't know that. Maybe
movie,
it's just a Lego set.
if you look in the movie, there is a piece in there.
Yeah,
Like I'm pretty sure in the trailer you can see like a piece.
yeah, you see
in
that
there.
it's in there.
I just
Which
don't
is
want
actually
that.
that confused me at first because I thought that it wasn't the Millennium Falcon because I was like, oh no, that's a different shape than the Millennium Falcon, and I was like, oh wait, no, there's just an extra thingy in there.
There's an extra
All right,
bit.
sure.
hmm
I
But
don't
yeah,
want
so-
But here's the thing.
like-
Here's the thing about Han Solo because I was watching what was it? Was it the Pop Culture podcast the other day? I think, and they were talking about it.
Yeah, you were watching our podcast.
You were watching
Yes.
the Pop Cultured podcast.
Yeah,
God, I
what were
wish I
they?
could
What
be
were they
on that
talking about
show.
on the pop culture?
I
They were
love
talking
that
about
show.
how cool everyone is on that podcast. No, I was watching the co-optional
Aw.
podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they were talking
Real
about Solo.
podcast.
And God, now I've lost my train of thought. Oh, they were talking about how Han
Why?
Solo is not an interesting character. He's just surrounded by a whole bunch of really interesting people.
It's pretty true.
So
it's actually-
he thinks
it's a
that he's
very good-
cool
Actually,
by
yeah.
association, even
Yeah.
though he himself as a
Solo-
person is not cool. He's just surrounded by cool
Han
people.
Solo really is kind of like one of the least interesting. I mean, yeah, I get that.
Well, like Lando
I just
Calrissian.
I'm not looking forward to this movie because I feel like they're gonna explain every aspect of Han Solo's backstory.
Yes.
To be fair, like what he already we already know his backstory was. He started with the Imperials, realized that they were bad guys, switched sides. That's literally
But, like-
is so
But
like,
like, no,
vanilla.
they're gonna go into detail. Like they're gonna explain how Chewie has the life debt to him. They're gonna show us the Kessel, how he lost the ship to, or how he got the ship from Lando. They're gonna go through everything that was ever mentioned about his backstory. It's gonna be a checklist of like, got it, got it, got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm just
Like, I'm afraid they're gonna do to Han what they did to Jack Sparrow in this last Pirates of the Caribbean.
oh, and I saw a tweet from I don't remember who, but there's gonna be the moment where him and who's playing the love interest or probable love interest.
Cersei. Whoever Dragon Lady is from
That's
from
not
Game of Thrones.
Cersei. That's
Well,
Daenerys
whichever.
Targaryen.
Whichever
Emily-
Game of Thrones person.
Emily Clark.
Yeah.
Emily Clark. That's
Yeah.
her name.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a moment. She's gonna die in the movie, calling it.
Where
But
she-
it's gonna be a moment. There's gonna be a moment where he just tells her, he's like, "I love you," and she's gonna say, "I know," and then, and that's just gonna. That's gonna be it.
Please let that happen. That would be so hilarious.
No, it'd be so dumb because now we
No.
set up everything that Han Solo ever did that was cool. It's like, oh, he just learned it from all the cool people he used to hang out.
Yeah.
No.
Every
I would
Chris Janke.
love to watch
You're gonna
that.
ruin
Look,
it.
here's the
You're
thing.
gonna
You
ruin
guys
it.
know me. I walk into every Star Wars movie just like, whatever this is, I'm open to whatever.
I am too, but at the same time, it's like they're gonna go through the checklist of what is Han Solo and give us everything, leaving nothing to the imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, here's a question
And I
for
fear
you.
that.
Did you guys happen to see, was it Maz Kanata? Did you guys see Maz Kanata in the trailer, or am I crazy?
I
did-
did not.
Because whenever he said, I'm putting a team together, it did like quick flashes of all the people on the team, and I saw Lando, and I saw like someone who looked maybe like the same species as Maz, and I was like, I wonder if that's Maz Kanata. I wonder if they're going to like establish a link there. So that it's not just like in The Force
Man,
Awakens.
I
Oh
hope
yes,
they
I'm
don't
going to
put
visit
her in a
Maz
Star Wars
Kanata.
movie.
I hope they don't. I hope they don't.
See, no,
What?
I would forgive them for screwing up and not putting Maz in Last Jedi if they put her in Solo.
No.
I would. I would like to see Maz Kanata and Han Solo. Also, hello to everyone in chat,
Yeah.
by the way.
Hello, chat.
But
Amelia Clark. Sorry, not Emily Clark.
I would like to see Maz Kanata and Solo. And I get what you're saying, Joe, that it just doesn't leave anything up to the imagination. But also, I think, for me personally, having watched The Force Awakens and been like, there seems like a lot of stuff going on here with no explanation, it would be nice to be like,
Yeah, but, like-
hey, here's a link that goes way back. They were in
Yeah,
a
but
thing
at the same
together.
time, like, A New Hope did the same thing, though. Of like, it set up all these things and never explained any of it, and that's just good world building. You don't need to explain every aspect of everything. You don't need to dive into every character's backstory to great extent. And I understand an origin story for Han Solo, that'll be fun, it'll be cool. They're gonna explain every single thing he ever did, and it's all gonna have happened in the time frame of this movie. And it's like,
Yeah, that's true.
that's
true.
That's just what I fear.
I'm
here's
going
the
to
thing,
be
though.
optimistic that they don't. But
Young
I do-
Lando Calrissian,
I
though.
am going into it knowing that they are probably going to do some of the things you said, Joe.
I just fear they're gonna go down the checklist. Like,
Young
okay,
Lando
Chewbacca.
Calrissian, though.
check. Lando Calrissian.
Here's young
getting the rocket
Lando.
off Lando. Check.
No, young Lando is going to be awesome regardless of what. they
Now
do with it.
there is a true badass. Lando
Yeah, can we just go to
Calrissian.
Lando you mean
Here's
the
the
guy
thing.
known
Here-
for gambling and the biggest thing he's
Wait,
using to gamble?
wait. Hold on, I gotta point something out real quick because this is brilliant. So there is a comic of Lando Calrissian's backstory, and the opening panel is like he wakes up next to this woman, And then
Mhm.
he just like stands up, and she has like an artifact on the wall, and he just takes it, and he's like, I'm gonna take this. And she's like, I'll shoot you. And she's like, no, you won't. She's like, why wouldn't I? It's like, because then you would have to admit that you slept with Lando Calrissian. And she's like, damn you, Lando, I'll get you one day. And he just walks out with the artifact, and I'm like, that's
Literally.
Lando Calrissian right
Literally,
there.
that comic. Okay, that comic is devastating. Like, I bought that comic thinking, okay, this is going to be good. It's Lando. It's going to be an adventure. It's going to be good for a few laughs, to which it was. But it ended on the most saddest note possible. And oh my god, like, I don't want to spoil it. But
I need to read this comic now.
It ended
But-
on such a, like, rip my heart out, god damn it.
But that's why I love Lando Calrissian. He is a character that actually has like an emotional roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
He makes choices,
a good
and
comic.
they're like interesting choices, and yeah. Also, side note,
read-
Star Wars Detours, that was hilarious.
Oh yeah, Star Wars Detours. So for those of you that don't know watching, literally months before the Disney buyout, LucasArts was working on a project with the Robot Chicken people, namely Seth Green and Seth MacFarlane. They were going to work on a parody, an officially licensed parody show called Star Wars Detours, and it was going to be this animated sequence and everything, and it was hilarious. You can still find.
ribbon cutting ceremony. Yes, finally we don't have to pretend that this is baseball.
Wait a minute,
Is
this
it
isn't
a
a
baseball? This is like
This is
some
more
sort
like a
of
Death
Death Star.
Death Star, I like it.
Oh my
It's
god,
a ruse.
please.
No, it's a ploy. No, it's a subterfuge. No, it's a box propped up with a stick. It's a snare.
It's a frap. It's a rap. It's a trap.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my head. I'm going back to the. Oh my god, everyone,
I'm apart.
please go after the podcast. Please go look up Star Wars Detours. It is the greatest thing. Like Leia does the commercial
like
for the rival
five-
diner,
there's like
and
five or
Han's like,
six
"That's
clips.
cold." He's like, and
It's like, I can't
Leia's
imagine
just
being
like,
betrayed like that.
They
Business
just
is
probably got to her
business.
first. It's just business.
Probably got to it right before Dex did.
But yeah, no, it's there should be like 5 or 6 actual clips, and then like the Star Wars Detours like promotional trailer that had like a whole bunch of clips and everything as well. It was so good. Like, I want that to low key be released one day, just out of nowhere. But I also feel like if I ever did watch the full show, it would be like the best bits we've already seen.
probably.
That's true. That's very true.
I'm sorry that my camera keeps falling, everyone.
Small? This is more like a giant dick. Speaking of which, did anyone ever watch Spaceballs, the animated series?
What?
No. They
You
made an
didn't know
animated
about
series of
Spaceballs
Spaceballs.
animated series? Yeah, Mel Brooks made a series that was Spaceballs, the animated series. If
Did
you can
they
find
quest
it, watch
for
it.
more
It's the
money?
funniest fucking thing. No,
Please
it
tell
was-
me they
it was-
quested for more money.
No, they did not do Spaceballs 2, The Quest for More Money. It was more like Spaceballs, let's take a jab at the Star Wars prequels and literally other things that are important in society. Like, they did a GTA 4 episode. They did this whole like
Guys.
story about they did Dark Helmet as a whiny, petulant kid growing up into Dark Helmet. And it was hilarious. It was everything that you'd want in a Mel Brooks parody and or a Mel Brooks show. It was raunchy. It was dark. It was satirical. It was raucously hilarious.
I know what I'm doing later today.
Spaceballs, the animated show.
Well, maybe not today, but
Yeah, but at some point, I think I bookmarked it on YouTube, so I'll have to send you guys the link. But yeah, that was a thing. That was.
Yeah.
And speaking of Star Wars, speaking of Star Wars, the they're gonna do
Game of Thrones showrunners, David Benioff and B.D. Weiss, are going to be doing a series of Star Wars films.
yeah. So back earlier this year, when Kathleen Kennedy was talking about having a 10-year Star Wars plan, she really wasn't kidding, because there's they still have to close out the anthology series and the Skywalker saga. Then Ryan Johnson has his trilogy. Now these guys have their own trilogy. So we're gonna get a lot of Star Wars.
Yeah, until we're
Wars
sick of
forever.
Star Wars, and
Star
we're
Wars
done with
forever.
Pretty
it.
much Star Wars forever.
Star Wars for 100years.com.
Oh my
Star
God!
Wars
Please no.
100years.com.
Please let's not go down that rabbit hole. Star Wars for 100
Star
years.
Wars 100years.com.
Star Wars for 97 more years.
Yeah,
Also, hello
that's,
again. Hello again to everyone in chat. I'm glad to see so many people are here to enjoy the nonsense.
Hello, everyone in chat.
Yeah, but no, just absolutely ridiculous.
Actually, yeah, someone in chat points out neither of those films have actually been confirmed. He was talking about the possible Obi-Wan film and the possible Boba Fett film. Those were
Yes.
ideas that were tossed around, but nothing was ever officially confirmed. The only two that were ever confirmed were Rogue One and Solo.
Here's the thing. I would be cool
but-
with a Boba Fett film just so he was actually deserving of the title of the galaxy's coolest bounty hunter.
He is the most interesting bounty hunter in the world.
He's
Nope,
not though.
disagree.
He's there for a second. Really, Lando does
Did
most
you-
of the work in capturing Han, and then he dies to a giant open mouth in the desert.
He falls in a pit.
Do you a giant anus in the middle of the desert? Do you guys
Like-
want to know
Desert
a
butthole.
fun? Do you guys want to know a fun, awesome fact?
His first appearance was in the Star Wars Holiday Special.
That too, but also, George Lucas was not 100% set on the character of Darth Vader or Boba Fett, and originally George Lucas wanted Boba Fett to be Darth Vader's brother,
See, that would have been cool.
which is why there's that whole no disintegrations, because they have this like backstory, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But now
I
that
think
we
it
know,
was one of those
that's
things-
not the
Cool.
case. But
He
Yeah,
got
it,
popular because he looked cool.
yeah, he looked really cool because he was wearing Mandalorian armor, and everyone's just like,
Yeah.
"That's dope." And then he's just like super quiet and stiff, and you're just like, "Yeah, that dude."
And then there's the line, "No disintegrations." And it's
No
just like,
disintegrations.
why does he need to say that?
as you wish.
Does he have a
That and-
history of disintegrating?
That and if you watch the Star Wars Holiday Special in the animated Boba Fett short involved, he rides a dinosaur.
Oh my
true.
God!
It's true.
At least Captain Phasma
The
was a
one-
little more interesting.
At least Captain
was
Phasma
she?
had a fight scene.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She literally had a scene where she fought someone before she died.
Yeah.
Here's the
Here's the
thing.
thing, is
Wait,
she
hold on.
dead?
I
Is
just
she
want to
dead?
point something out,
Boba
though.
Fett.
A couple things.
Yeah,
First of
she
all,
didn't get Wilhelm scream.
so first
Boba
of all, addressing something in chat, yes, they should get Ewan McGregor or not do a Kenobi movie because Ewan McGregor's a delight.
Yes.
But also,
Yes, absolutely.
But also, I just want to point something out, which is before The Last Jedi came out, I kept saying over and over that Captain Phasma was the Boba Fett of the new series, and you all are just like, no, she'll have story, she'll be legit, she'll be so much better. And I'm like, in the first movie, literally her main appearance was as a bit to be thrown in a trash compactor, guys. There is no way that she is going to be a good, well-developed, cool character. And they're like, no. And then she dies in this movie.
just
And,
saying.
and I just sat there feeling
just
so
saying.
validated in the movie theater. I was just like,
I'm
I
just
called
saying,
it.
if J.J. Abrams does to Ryan Johnson, J.J. Abrams, Phasma's back and she's going to be the main character.
yeah, you cut out a little there, but I understood what you
Oh.
meant.
I was saying, if J.J. does to Ryan Johnson, Phasma's back and is now the main.
Yes.
You still cut out at the exact same moments.
Right,
But we know what you were
yeah,
saying.
Yeah.
She's going to be
I
the main
understand
character of
what
the
you mean.
last movie if J.J. Abrams does to... Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. We still need to see the
anyway.
Knights of Ren. We
Guys,
still need to
Snoke's-
see the Knights of
Snoke's
Ren.
alive. Phasma's back.
The Knights of Ren.
We're
Ren
retconning
are here.
everything.
Because, okay, I'm so mad about the Knights of Ren thing because it's like they're going to be crammed into the last film. They had a perfect moment to develop them in Last Jedi, but they missed it. And it's
they
like
don't have
now
to.
they're literally going to be forcibly shoved into
You're
the
just
last
gonna-
film.
No, you don't just drop a line like, first of the Knights of Ren, blah, 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 and like make him this, like, you don't drop a line like that and then he's like, we're never going to talk about it again.
But they didn't. But they haven't. Also, sorry that my mic was super loud. I turned it down. But Yeah. No, that the Knights of Ren will never come up ever again.
No, they have to.
Yeah.
If they don't, I'm gonna actually just be upset and be like, "Come on."
Okay, one last Star Wars thing. Did anyone see Natalie Portman's SNL skit?
No.
Okay,
No.
Natalie Portman did
Is this new?
SNL years ago. Well,
Oh.
newish. Not in 2009. she
Years
did-
ago is not
Well,
new.
hang on. No, there's a new one. But anyways, back in 2009 or something, she did this rap on SNL, and it was this thing where she just went off the rails crazy, like foul-mouthed, bad life choices, whatever. It was like a dark rap. It was like
Okay.
a very dark, heavy-set tone rap that she was just doing, and this past Saturday Night Live or whatever, she did another one, and there's this beautiful moment where she's holding a gun, where someone's asking her about the new Star Wars movies, and it's like, oh, they're so much better than, and then kind of cuts himself off because he realizes he's talking to Natalie Portman, and then she just cuts away and she's holding a gun to somebody, being like, say something nice about the prequel. And then Jar Jar comes on. She's like, I won't go into it because it's kind of graphic for the podcast.
Alright.
But anyways,
Wow.
it's a good bit. You should go watch the Natalie Portman.
Yeah. Go do that. All right. Hey, let's talk about Venom.
Yeah,
Do we have to?
yeah.
Wait,
okay.
are we not
Let
gonna
me
talk
say
about the
this
Venom
about
trailer?
Venom first. Let me say this
No,
about
no,
Venom
I
before
was
we
just
talk
doing
about
it.
the trailer. Let me talk about Venom before we talk about the trailer. I'm pissed about the whole Venom thing because it's just Sony leveraging Disney to get more money out of Spider-Man. They're like,
Sure.
if you don't pay us more money, we're gonna make our own films and basically subvert you. And
Here's
so
the
so
thing.
they're doing this as a leveraging thing, and it's bullshit. It's stupid and it's wrong.
Here's the thing that confuses me about Sony is that they want to make movies like. Do you remember? I don't even think they're working on it anymore. But they were going to make a
No.
Sinister Six movie. I don't think they're
Yeah.
working on that anymore. But it's like, wait, hold on.
No.
So it's not gonna have Spider-Man in it, but you're going to make a Sinister Six movie? Like,
But
how does that work? You need a hero to
But-
fight the villains.
in this Venom movie, Tom Holland is going to be playing Peter Parker, but not Spider-Man.
In what? In Venom?
In Venom.
Sure.
I know, right? It makes no goddamn sense. What are they doing?
Sure. No, they're gonna have Miles Morales come in. They're gonna go
They're
alternate
gonna have
universe.
Miles Morales come in. Yeah.
That's what they're gonna do.
Spider-Man,
Anyway.
great game.
Yeah, the
Spider-Man,
Venom
great
trailer.
game.
We didn't get anything from it. It really just kind of like gave us a few establishing shots, and
Right.
it did.
Tom Hardy looking angry.
But again,
Tom
something that you said earlier too, Joe, is that it is a teaser trailer, so it's not like teaser.
It is a
trailers
teaser
really...
trailer, so that's fair.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Teaser
I am
trailers are
looking-
more about setting tone than they are.
I get that. I'm just like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a big deal. I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it
Although-
doesn't seem like a super huge thing. It's just like a monologue with establishing shots behind it.
Not even
And-
like it's
and-
like
and-
3 lines.
And also Tom Hardy having like a seizure at the end.
Yeah. Although someone in chat points out they are also going to be doing that Miles Morales Spider-Verse movie later in the year, the animated one.
hyped for Spider Verse.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
hyped
I'm all
for it,
for
but
that.
it's still Sony leveraging against Disney, and it's like, okay, this is just stupid and bullshit. Like,
Is
Sony's
that-
big assholes?
Is that one Sony? Is the animated
Yeah.
one Sony?
Sony
Sony-
Animated Pictures is doing the
Mhm.
Spider-Verse movie.
Oh. I didn't know that.
I'm still
I mean,
excited for it.
I mean, both are going to be Marvel films, but they're not going to be like solely Disney Marvel film.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
They're
'Cause,
going to be Sony
Disney
doing
does
this leveraging
television.
bullshit.
Disney does like
Yeah.
the animated television stuff because they own the rights for that.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
And
Um,
and Miles Morales
own-
is
they
already
own-
in that.
Yeah.
They don't own the film rights to the character of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's the whole
'Cause-
issue here.
because they sold
And
those
Sony
in the
owns the
90s
film
because
rights.
Marvel was failing. And then they got
Yeah.
big, and then they're like, oh shit, we just sold off all of our film rights. Well, let's go dumpster diving and see what we can pull out.
Not all of them, just like the most popular ones, like Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, X-Men,
And then look what they did. They had Iron Man and Captain America and Hulk and Thor, and they made something out of it. Damn it!
They made well. I mean, they had the Avengers. They still had the Avengers because no one. We can't do an Avengers movie. No one cares about the Avengers.
Proved you
They're like-
wrong.
Then,
And
yeah, the
Disney's
Marvel
been
Cinematic
laughing
Studios
all the
just
way
like,
to the bank.
Watch us.
But yes,
Disney's been laughing
they do
fast
need to
to the
show
bank.
Venom in the full trailer if and when they release the full trailer. Well, when they release the full trailer, but
Yeah.
yeah, no, because there were a lot of shots of just like Tom Hardy running around the city, and I'm just like,
Sorry.
does Venom come in at some point?
Well, they showed the symbiote at one point.
Yeah, they
but-
did show the symbiote. They just didn't show.
So I was gonna make the joke like, oh, they didn't even show Venom. They did it in the jar.
I'll pay the rent when you
tank.
fix this goddamn door.
Anyway.
Yeah, remember Spider-Man 3, guys? Remember Spider-Man 3? I try not to, but
Yeah, I would
happened.
love to see like a full out series of Spider-Verse movies with like
Can we get-
Spider-Gwen and like
Can we-
Spider-Man Noir and Spider-Man 1099 and Spider-Man
we have-
2099.
real quick, this is more important than anything else. Can we have Tom Hardy do the Saturday Night Fever walk down the street? Like Tobey Maguire did in Spider-Man 3?
Yep.
We need that. That needs to be in Venom. If that's not in Venom, I will riot.
Yeah.
Please do.
Like Philadelphia.
Like Philadelphia. God damn it. Okay, what? Nah, never mind. We're good. That would
Anyway.
be totally political. And yeah. Anyways, never mind. Venom.
They won the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah,
It's
remember
gonna be. It's
Spider-Man
gonna be a
3?
film.
It happened. It was a thing.
Here's the thing. It happened. We're moving on.
Spider-Man's identity
Spider-Man,
was
great game.
revealed to like 50 people on an L train. Oh wait, no, was that Spider-Man 2? Which one was the one?
Spider-Man 1.
That was the end of Spider-Man 1.
No, 2.
That was
It was
two.
2.
Two.
That was
Okay.
two, and they're
Had
all like,
Doc Ock.
we'll keep your secret, Spider-Man.
Yeah, like 100 people were just.
And then they like passed
wait.
him over top of him.
Hold on, I just want to point out that one man spoke for like 100 people on an L train. Like,
yeah.
we'll keep your secret. It's like,
Yeah.
if I was on that train, I would get some money from J. Jonah Jameson.
What are you,
I'd be
what are
like,
you gonna
yo,
say though?
JJ.
No one had a picture though.
I want
It was-
pictures of Spider-Man on my desk by
Everyone
noon.
had a phone on that train. Everyone had a phone. There was ample opportunity to snap a picture in passing. Just like, yo, JJ.
Yeah, but
You
like,
want to give me money,
Yo,
phone
JJ?
pictures were so trash then.
What?
You remember when that movie came out? Phone pictures were bad then.
It doesn't mean
Yeah,
you
phone
can't still
pictures
take
were
a picture of
butt.
face. Look, I'm just saying, it was an option, and no one took it. But whatever. Yeah,
that
well,
was-
it's not the matter. It's not the matter that they knew who Peter was. It's the fact that J. Jonah Jameson just wanted to know
I
who
want pictures of
Spider-Man
Spider-Man
was.
on my
So
desk
it
by
didn't
noon.
matter if you knew who he was. You just needed a picture of his actual face.
And
And then watch J. Jonah Jameson have like a conniption as he realizes his best photographer is Spider-Man.
Parker! Parker!
Parker! Oh.
No, you're doing terrible things to your microphone.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. I'm sorry.
I just want J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson again.
But he
All I
can't be
want-
because he's Commissioner Gordon now.
It's fine. He can do both.
I don't think Disney would let him.
Disney doesn't care.
Yeah, I feel real bad that J.K.
J.K.
Simmons. I feel really bad that J.K. Simmons was J. Jonah Jameson, then decided to be Commissioner Gordon, and just like, but we loved you as J. Jonah Jameson.
Jameson.
I want him
You
back.
are perfect.
J. Jonah
They
Jameson.
can't. There can't be. They just can't
They-
have the character anymore
Yeah.
until they can get him to do it.
Yeah, they
until he
can.
does it, we can't have J. Jonah Jameson.
You just have to have like an angry voice shouting in the background that's like close enough to J.K. Simmons that you're just like,
Exactly.
it's
Can we
Is that
just get
J.K.
like
Simmons? But
CG
you never see
J.K.
his face.
Simmons?
yeah.
Uh,
We just we need a CGI J.K. Simmons, please.
Yeah.
mm,
Anyways,
Anywho,
we'll target
So,
this.
Joe, do you want to talk about the next
Year
one?
of the Dog. The Year of
Yeah.
the Dog on
Year of
Overwatch.
the
Yeah,
Dog.
I've
Oh,
played
yeah.
exactly one game of Capture the Flag because
Woo,
it just
yeah.
came out at like 3:00 our time.
Yeah.
It's fun. A lot of new skins, super cool skins.
They changed the mechanics, didn't they?
To capture the flag.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, now you pick up the flag immediately, but you can't use movement ability.
So my Sneaky Diva is dead.
Yeah, Sneaky Diva's dead.
Oh.
But games
That's
go
just
faster.
fine. You shouldn't be able to have
Diva.
a sneaky diva. Like, diva should not be a sneaker anyway.
Well, no, the issue was like he was able to get in, but then he just like jet boosted back.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore. Nor can you have Sombra set up a thing halfway across the map, grab it, teleport to it, then run invisibly back the rest of the way to the base.
That was an option before?
Yeah.
That's how I captured the flag a few times
Yeah.
when we played. But you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, Sombra's OP for capture the flag, but
Sombra
not
can't
anymore.
do anything and capture the flag now.
Yeah, she can sneak and shoot.
She can hatch
She can
stuff.
do everything that
Look.
Sombra can do, but she can't carry the flag back with any of her abilities.
The
Exactly.
only thing I have to share in this situation is look, I was just the person to stand at the point and yell at my
Yeah.
teammates.
That's
They're
that's
here.
a lot less.
I can't defend them on my own. I'm just a Lucio. Help me. Help me.
And then everyone's like, "Why is
Help
Lucio
me.
just standing on the point?"
Help me.
Where's our tank? Our tank's trying to be a ninja.
Help me.
Dun, 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 dun,
That's the
dun.
only character in the game who can't crouch.
What? Is Thor the God of Thunder trying to enter our building? Dun, dun,
Please.
Dun, dun, dun.
Please do that.
Then you just drop down. Jet away. No,
That's
you
li-
just grab the
that
flag
was literally
immediately.
how I would play that game. That is literally how I would play.
Oh
Not
my
anymore.
god.
They
Not
added the new
anymore.
map in Thailand. I don't remember the name of the map, but it's really cool. It's made for capture the flag. It's only for that. This is like Chateau Guillard is for deathmatch.
Now arriving at Chateau Guillaume.
And
Yeah.
there's no more
Chateau
draws.
Guillaume.
There's no more drawing.
Yeah, they have a
More ties.
deathmatch version.
There's a sudden death where now, if these are the flags, and then you go to sudden death, everyone resets. You go back to your base, and they move the flags closer.
Ooh.
And then it's just whoever captures the first flag wins.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah,
That's cool. Nifty.
Super cool new skins based on the Celestials.
Yes. All that good stuff.
Yeah, they're neat.
Yo.
Very, very neat.
Let's talk about this thing. Speaking of Overwatch and competitive games, they announced the lineup for EVO 2018.
Oh wait. Sorry. There was one more thing I did want to talk about that is a big deal. My bad. I'm so sorry.
Already transitioned. All right, go on.
Nope. We. Let me find it. I totally forgot.
If it's not my carnival
Didn't
skins, I
even
don't care.
have it pulled.
No, it's about Overwatch League and signing new players, but it's actually a big deal too because it's not just like. Shoot, I cannot find it right now.
All right, whenever you have
so-
that found.
so-
Okay.
No, I can talk about it and then I can give names. They're starting to sign people, and Shanghai Dragons have signed the first female player to the league.
Oh,
Woo!
that's right. I saw that. She was the Zarya player, right?
I don't know. She's an off tank. I know she's an off tank player. That's all I remember off the top of my head.
Got you.
Currently going to Reddit because that's where I saw it initially. But yeah, they're picking up a few non-Chinese players too, which is interesting because they were previously an all-Chinese team. But yeah, that's all I was going to say. They're getting the first female player of the league on their team.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, now we
And-
can talk about Evo.
Okay. EVO 2018.
Okay. Evo.
So, for anyone who doesn't know or isn't familiar,
That's
EVO
me.
is a fighting tournament that they have in Vegas every year for fighting games. It's a pretty big thing. Of course, they have Street Fighter and whatnot, but recently they announced what their lineup is going to be for this year. And it's pretty much the same that it's been for a while now. They've obviously put in a lot of new games. Street Fighter V was there last year, so of course it's going to be there again. Tekken 7 Guilty Gear, Injustice 2, Super Smash Bros., Wii U, Blaze Blue, King of Fighters 14, and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. So it's pretty
And
much
Super
like
Smash Bros. Melee.
and Super Smash Bros. Melee. Thank you. That's actually the one that's interesting because a lot of people have questioned why they still include Super Smash Bros. Melee, especially when they have Super
Well, it's
Smash Bros.
because
Wii U.
the people who play Melee aren't questioning that because that's like their game. Very different game, like mechanically, faster paced. It's a lot different than Smash 4.
Right.
Like when Brawl came out, no one played Brawl competitively.
Mm-hmm.
People are still sticking with Melee because they still feel it's the better game. It's still very popular. And well, I prefer Smash for Wii U. I'm not a competitive fighting games person.
Well, I think it's also strange to have like Super Smash Brothers as a competitive fighting game, just because of like the nature of the game. Because it's not like something like Street Fighter or Tekken, where it's like a one-on-one.
Well, but it
know
is.
your moves and use them
It is
carefully.
though. It is though. Like I played at that level, it's always one, no item, flat map, and it is knowing your moves and being able to beat your opponent with skill alone. They don't do like, oh, all items. We're doing it on the whatever map. We're doing it on Rainbow Cruise.
But you have
No,
to
they don't.
admit that would be hilarious if they did.
If they did that on a professional level, I would love to watch that. But
That would be insanity.
at the same time, no.
Also, I think it's strange that they're doing Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 instead of Infinite.
I think
I
it's
feel like-
still an issue of just like people prefer the game, people are more used to it. Evo doesn't
Could be.
usually switch to the newest game. Infinite just came out a few months ago, right?
Longer.
Or was it
than
longer?
That.
Maybe I don't know.
I feel like it came out back in like October, November. Like it's still
It's probably
newish, but
It's probably just more people are playing Marvel versus than
that
Infinite
could be.
as like on a competitive level.
That could be. But where is
No, I don't
Dragon
think
Ball
I-
Fighters?
That
though?
just came out. That's not going to be at Evo.
It doesn't matter. It should be. Where's my DBZ? Where's my DBZ? I
Yeah,
want to
I
watch.
don't think
I want to watch Chaozu blow up professionally.
Chowser!
Goodbye, Tien. Goodbye, Tien. Yes, please, more of that. More
More
Of that.
of that.
Man, why can I not find
all
this?
that good stuff. Anyway,
Shall we get into our discussion topic?
yeah, because there was something you want to talk about last week that we didn't get around to, so let's talk about that. And
Yeah.
I'll let you go ahead and introduce that one.
Well, you posed the question in the discussion topics. Basically, if we would rather play an old version of a game or a remaster, and also subsequently playing a game that ruined other games other games on the series for us. And
Are those two
not
questions
gonna
linked,
lie,
or are you going to ask them one at a time? Because there's a lot to
Uh,
unpack for both of those. So
There are, and we can certainly come back to it. But for me, the one that I wanted to talk about was Chain of Memories and Rechain of Memories for Kingdom Hearts. Like, it didn't ruin the whole franchise for me, but I never finished that game, and I hate playing that game because of the card-based system. Like, it was a really dumb mechanic that didn't really make sense, and even when they explained it, it was like, you need the cards in order to fight, but you also need cards to unlock doors. And if you keep using the sleight ability to make like a combo, you'd lose your cards. So if you're trying to
yeah,
do that in a fight, you basically screw yourself because you run out of cards. And then what do you do? So yeah, it was just a bad mechanic in the game. So I've never beaten Rechain. I've never finished Rechain of Memories.
well, I
And-
just spammed it. I didn't care. I didn't care if I was gonna lose cards because I figured I would probably beat the enemy before I ran out of cards anyway. But yeah, I get what you mean. But that also didn't ruin the series for you though, right?
No, it didn't. Like I said, it didn't. It just ruined that game for me. So
Sure.
I think like if that change would have stayed, like if it would have been a card based system for the rest of Kingdom Hearts, then yes, it would have absolutely ruined the series for me.
Sure.
But I think most games don't adhere to one mechanic anymore. Like, I mean, look at Tomb Raider. I mean, Tomb Raider's a game that's massively evolved over time. Final Fantasy has massively evolved over time. To where the mechanics of the latest game do not work the same at all as the mechanics of the first games.
Well, I think that
Yeah.
Final Fantasy is a hard example because every game is so different in Final Fantasy. Like Tomb Raider,
Yeah,
yes, Tomb
that's
Raider
true.
definitely shows a progression from one thing to another, but Final Fantasy is just like,
Yeah.
and here's a new fantasy.
And here's a new one.
We're going to make an online one now. This one's going to be just one long corridor. Oh my gosh. You know what? Actually, now that we're on this subject, that reminds me
Real quick.
of the...
I
Yes.
found it. It
Oh
was
my goodness, Joe.
Geguri. It was Geguri. She's a South Korean off tank.
Who plays Zarya?
All right. It just says off tank.
Okay.
Zarya is an off tank, so maybe.
I'm just saying that there's an article that went around like a week ago about how there was a pro Zarya player who was being looked at to be signed on.
This was 2 days ago that this came out.
Okay, well, anyway, hop into the conversation we're having now, Joe.
Sorry.
Remakes
sorry.
versus
It
original.
was gonna bother me until.
Anyway,
So we're talking about the remaster, or which one are we talking?
we're talking
just
about
Chain of
remakes
Memories and
versus
Rechain.
originals. But actually, now that you mentioned
Rechain
that,
was definitely better than the original.
Yeah, I would say Rechain made the balance of the game a little bit better, but even then, the system still is so.
I mean, it's core to that game, though. You can't have Rechain without the cards. Then it's just
I
that
think they could have.
no, you couldn't have. It was so core to the game, and even the plot.
Yeah, but they could have still made it like you only get the cards to unlock doors, but you don't use cards to fight. It could have been like the normal fight.
I agree
No,
that it's
here's
an
the thing,
annoying
Noah. It was a
thing,
handheld
but
game.
it needed to be there.
Yeah.
you couldn't
You gotta
have
remember,
like
it was a Game Boy Advance game.
yeah, you couldn't
Yeah.
have like advanced combat mechanics on a Game Boy. I mean, you could try, but that seems.
And when they made it
questionable.
for PS2, they didn't have many options.
Yeah.
You're not
Yeah.
going to totally overhaul the combat system in a game.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, now that we mentioned the Final Fantasy thing, it actually reminds me of the Spyro reboot they did, the trilogy, which I do enjoy in terms of story because Gary Oldman.
That's a reboot, though, not a remaster. Those were different games entirely.
Right, but I was just pointing it out because remakes, remasters, reboots, we can widen the circle here if we feel like it. But
Okay, I was just saying, like, that because those are new games, and those aren't even the same style of game as the original.
Final remix reboot.
Right.
Got it.
But the thing that I will point out is that the first one in that series, The New Beginning, the biggest problem with that was it was a corridor. Like, the game was a corridor. It wasn't open world.
Yeah.
Like, there were open spaces, but you still had to move through the level in a very linear fashion. It kind of
Yeah, it
opened up
wasn't a
in the
Spyro.
other two games, but especially because Spyro is an open world game. Like, the original
Spyro
were.
was an open world like collectathon.
Yeah. So to have to like be confined like that kind of sucked. But anyway.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I have one. I think I'd rather play a remaster. Like, if there's an option of a remaster, I'm gonna play
Yeah.
a remaster.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there's some games I don't think necessarily need the remasters.
Yeah. Well, I
Like
think
I'll agree and say Kingdom Hearts did not need 3,000 remastered.
I appreciate them. Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing about Kingdom Hearts: they didn't just remaster them; they compiled them and let you
Yeah.
play games you couldn't previously play on the system. So, like, if you
Yeah.
have a PS4, you can now play every single game.
Well, the PS4 one was a remaster because they bumped it up to 60 frames a second.
Yeah, that was even that was even just a bump
And
up
they
from the PS3
changed-
version.
They changed how you turn the camera.
But
It's
what I'm
not
saying- what I'm
LNR,
saying
it's
is-
analog.
What
Anyways,
I'm saying though is like, it depends. Like, is it on a different
Yeah.
system than it was before?
yeah,
or-
I could
uh,
see.
but what about remakes then? Which I guess isn't in the same character and category as remasters.
Well, I say a remake is a remaster, but
But then you have
It
things like
depends.
DMC, right? Well, I guess that's more of a reboot.
Well,
All right,
okay,
so
I would
reboot.
say like a remake
DMC's
would
a
be.
reboot. That was a totally new game. That was just a reboot to the franchise.
yeah.
Okay, what would you classify Battlefront as? Would that be a remake
It's a
or a
reboot.
remaster
Oh, reboot.
or
Neither.
reboot?
It's a reboot. It's a totally different game. It's not. It has the same name as Star Wars Battlefront, but it's in no way the same game.
Okay, Resident Evil would be a remake, right?
Like Resident Evil
1?
HD.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a remake because it's still
That's a
the
remake.
original Resident Evil,
Yeah.
but bumped up graphics, slightly better controls in places. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'd rather play the new one. Like, there's a bit of
like that
nostalgia
too.
of like, oh yeah, I could play the old one, but at the same time, it's like it's just a worse version.
You-
Now, I think the Crash Insane trilogy is a better example because they actually did change a few things about that. They had built the whole
Mhm.
game from the ground up, so
Right.
it doesn't play exactly the same.
Right.
Yeah.
And they've
Much
added
to
like
some people's chagrin.
yeah, well, a lot of people what they were complaining about was the fact that, on the PS1, everything had to be in polygons. So you had things like
Yeah.
hitboxes for platforms
There were-
that were much wider than they should be. And then in the remaster,
Well, it wasn't even
you
the
had-
platform. Crash's hitbox was bigger,
Yeah.
which made platforming a lot easier because you didn't have to like literally line it up with shoes. It was, oh, you can make that jump because you're just that much off. Now it's like you got to be pixel perfect in
Right.
the Insane trilogy,
Right.
which
Which
makes
is one of the
it
things
that
that
much
sucked.
harder.
So
it's the Dark Souls. It's Dark Souls of Crash Bandicoot games.
Now Shadow of the Colossus, it's a
Mhm.
beloved game,
Mhm.
beautiful game. Even
Yeah.
when it came out, I'm glad it got the remaster. I don't know that it needed it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
Like,
I've
they
been
could've-
watching Jacksepticeye play the remaster of it. Like, it looks beautiful. But I don't know. I think that sometimes there are some things that they're just like, "Oh, here's a remaster." And I'm just like, "But did we need a remaster of that?"
I also don't think the first Dark Souls really needs a
Yeah. Yeah.
like that.
Like,
That doesn't seem like it was even all that long ago.
yeah, because I'm trying to remember. There was a game. I don't know if it was Dark Souls. I think it was a different one, where they were just like, "Here's a remake of it," and I'm just like, "Didn't you guys like just release that though?"
Oh,
Why did-
Skyrim.
Oh yeah. Well, yes.
we could.
Yes, it was
Skyrim sort of breaks.
Good.
Well, here's the
call.
thing about Skyrim, though. They don't just re-release the same game over.
Here's
same
the thing.
platform.
They make
They're
it
releasing
like
on different
slightly graphically better. They're just like, "Oh, we
I
have
don't know if
God
they could
rays
on the
now."
Switch. I don't know if they could on the Switch.
I don't think they could. Here's the thing. Here's what makes me laugh. Because that's what they do. They're just like, "Oh, we added God rays now." It's like the 4K update to Minecraft. And it was just like, we're introducing all that stuff. And I'm like, great. You could get a mod to introduce that stuff before.
Exactly.
You-
That's
like,
the thing. Like, they released like the Skyrim HD remaster, and it's like, but there are mods for Skyrim that make it look better than this remaster.
Right. I think it's also one of those things where if you look at a remake or a remaster, it's a question of, does it in any way improve on the original game, and not just graphically? Because, I
Absolutely.
don't know. For me,
Yeah.
Unless it doesn't.
it's almost like if it's a graphical update, most of the time I feel like that's unnecessary. Like,
Yeah.
if you had like the Crash Insane trilogy, that's one thing because that's jumping from PS1 to PS4, which is like a huge
Oh,
leap
yeah.
in terms of graphics.
Yeah.
But a lot of times
if
they're
that
just
was
like-
just a graphical update,
Yeah, it's like,
they
oh, this
added
was
stuff
on
too.
PS4 and now it's on PS4 Pro. That's what it was. I don't remember. I still can't remember what the game was, but it was like a game that was released on PS4, and they're like, they should do
Oh,
a
yeah,
remaster
yeah,
on PS4
yeah.
Pro, and I'm just like,
what
what?
was
Last Guardian. That's what it was because we were talking about
That's
Shadow of the
what it
Colossus,
was.
and someone was just
Shadow of
like,
the Colossus.
let's do a Last Guardian HD, and I'm like, that just got released last year, guys. Why do you need an HD update of the Last Guardian? It already looked beautiful.
It should have just been like a patch for PS4 Pro players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't
Like,
need
it shouldn't
full
have
re-release.
warranted a new.
Now I'll tell
Or
you.
like, or there's another thing. Like, if it's a Game of the Year edition and it comes with the additional content, like, oh, it's the game and all the DLC. That's
Oh, yeah,
that's
sure.
different too.
Yeah.
Like, that's absolutely. I'm in on that.
And I think, not to be super biased, because as you guys know, I love Nintendo, but I think Nintendo does a really good job whenever they.
Never re-releasing games.
Well, but even if they do like remake a game, I feel like they do a really good job with it. Like, whenever they did Mario 64, but they released it on the 3DS. I have that version, and I think it's cool because you
Oh, yeah.
also get Luigi and Yoshi and Wario, who have different
Wario,
abilities, and it
yeah.
adds new puzzles and stuff, and I think that's really cool. And you also had Ocarina of Time for the 3DS, which I didn't play because I just have a DS, not a 3DS. But
I need to get it.
and Majora's Mask and stuff like that, and even like
That's
the
the one I
HD
need.
re-release of Wind Waker on the Wii U. That added fast sailing, and it added
It didn't add a
like a
ton,
couple. It didn't add a ton, but
but
it
it did add a few
improved on
features.
those things that people didn't like about the original Wind Waker.
Yeah, they
It
didn't just re-release Wind Waker
Yeah.
with slightly better graphics. 'Cause
yeah,
let's
they
be
tried to
real,
fix those
that
problems.
game was already like, it had an aesthetic that
It's
lended
cell
itself to
shaded.
not needing.
Yeah,
It's like a cell shaded cartoon. Did you need to re-release HD?
Yeah, that's like if they did Breath of the Wild in HD, and it's like this is already like a cell shaded kind of style. So
No, Breath of the Wild's already in HD too.
Yeah.
well, that's true. But if they did like a 4K, I would be like, that's pointless. That's unnecessary.
Yeah, no, I just love it. I love that they did that.
Isn't the Nintendo Switch already 4K?
I don't think so.
It's 4K capable, I think, when done.
Okay.
I might be wrong about that. I'm probably wrong about that. Actually, no, I don't think it is.
I thought it
I don't
was.
know.
I thought that was one of the big selling points of the Switch.
Actually, come
It's
to think of
10.
it, I was playing Breath of the Wild on a 4K TV.
Joe, your box is behind you. What's it say on the back?
I was just gonna Google it.
Let me check. Shadow, da 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 da. Great. Now this podcast has devolved into checking boxes
Yeah.
for resolution.
Yeah, I'll join you guys. I'll check a box.
No, Noah, you got to keep the conversation going while we're
Yeah,
sitting
you
here
gotta keep-
looking
Yes,
intently at
it
boxes.
does have It has 4K support, but for video playback only. So not for gameplay.
Okay. For
It
video,
does not
for video
game
only.
4K, but it
Okay.
can play 4K.
Got it.
Interesting.
But yeah,
Interessante.
I think I definitely prefer a remaster to an original, but there are some games that just don't need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get you.
But
I get
again,
you.
like when it comes to Kingdom Hearts, I appreciated those features because, yeah, better graphics, better controls in some cases, and just getting to play games and getting to play something I never got to play. Like I never had had Birth by Sleep. I didn't own a PSP,
Right.
but now I can play Birth by Sleep because it's not. I don't have a PSP. And then for people who don't have a 3DS, they can play
Dream Drop
Dream Drop in 2.8.
2.8.
I own
For
a
those that
3DS.
don't want to take the time to play Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key on their phone, you get a snippet of the backstory.
Watch a bunch of the story.
Watch a bunch of the story. Not all of it. Certainly not all of it, because all the important things have just happened in the latest expansion. So
My baby.
So let's go ahead and wrap up on this one, because no, you were already talking about it, which is, have you ever played a game that's just like ruined a series for you, or I guess a better way, because I don't know that any of us have ever played a game that's just like, I'm walking away from this series now, but like a game
Yeah,
that's just like
yeah,
clearly a terrible.
I know a lot of people who felt that way about a game I personally
yeah.
What's that?
Pokemon Black and White. So many people hated those games. Pokemon. I'm done. These are terrible. They've ruined Pokemon. And I'm just like, guys, I really love this game. It's really good, actually. It's like the Pokemon all look stupid as hell. It's like they look no dumber than Gen 1.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wait, hold on. In Sun and Moon, there's literally a Pokemon that's a haunted sandcastle. So
Yeah,
let's be real.
yeah, that's Gen 7. I'm talking about Black and White.
There's
People are like,
literally
guys,
Pokemon.
guys, there's a Pokemon that's just a garbage bag that's come to life. And it's like, yeah, but in Gen 1, there's a Pokemon that's literally a pile of slime.
Yeah.
Yeah, Slimer.
There's
This
also
is
a,
no worse.
there's
There's
also a Pokemon that holds
that's
a
literally a
spoon
snake,
inexplicably.
and its name is Snake backwards.
Yes.
Yep.
And its evolution is Cobra backwards.
Is Cobra backwards, but spelled with a K.
But spelled with a K. So it's cool.
'Cause it's-
Okay, because it's edgy.
It's edgy.
people
It's edgy.
people gave Gen 5 so much shit, and it's like they're good games, guys.
Yeah.
Just appreciate
Yeah.
what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Wasn't
trying to
there
think
also
one.
a Pokemon based off of vanilla ice cream?
There was an ice cream cone Pokemon that everyone guys, there's an ice cream cone Pokemon, and it's so dumb. And it's like, it's not though.
It's cute though.
But then,
I love Vanillite.
but then, it is ice cream a Pokemon then? Or-
No, here's the thing. It's not the Pokemon isn't ice cream. The Pokemon is actually like an ice core, and then the ice cream cone is snow that it is fashioned on its head to be. Like ice cream is designed after this Pokemon. This is the Pokemon that inspired the look of ice cream and why it has the swirl, because this Pokemon looked like that.
Yeah.
Now, to be
Can
fair,
we talk about?
Trubbish is garbage come to life due
Yes.
to radioactive chemicals. But
literally garbage.
Can we talk about Mimikyu and its breaking back,
and
heartbreaking?
it's neck that breaks when you
Its
hit
neck
it.
that breaks. No,
Yeah.
it's
Well, okay, so
heartbreaking
Mimikyu-
backstory.
Mimikyu is a Pokemon. It's like ghost fairy type, and it just wants to be loved.
It just wants
just
to
wants
be
people
And
to
it
loved.
like
hates
it.
Pikachu.
So it's jealous of Pikachu, but that's why it wears a costume
Yeah.
because it wants people to love it, and it made its Pikachu costume. And I don't even remember what its like ability is, but when you hit it the first time, the neck on the costume just like slips to the side, and it's one of the
Oh,
most.
the Z move? The Z move is
No.
called Let's Cuddle Forever.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, no, just when you hit it.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, I think it takes less damage on the
Yeah.
first attack or something. Its ability is something, but once you hit it, the neck just
Breaks.
Got you.
it's just like completely 90 degrees sideways. It's like, oh!
Yeah. Ah!
Yeah, no, its Z move is called Let's Cuddle Forever, and it like sucks Pokemon under its cloak, and just like
Mhm.
wrecks them.
Oh no, it's a really creepy Pokemon, and that goes into its
Yeah.
ghost type.
And in the anime,
But-
it's super horrifying because
Yeah,
only
'cause it
Meowth
hates
can understand
Pikachu.
it, and he's like, "It hates Pikachu. It wants to murder it. This is terrifying." And I'm
Basically.
like, "Oh my god, what is that thing saying?"
Yeah, no,
It's great
it's
stuff.
terrible. But yeah, like that's every single Pokemon generation. A large group of the fans are just like, "Yeah, new Pokemon! I'm so excited." The other group just like, "It's terrible. It's ruined Pokemon." Ah, it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't really say that I've ever played a video game that's just like
Ruined.
just terrible. Like, oh, you
Yeah,
know what?
I
Never mind. I
can't-
have. I totally have. The third Ty the Tasmanian Tiger game was just awful.
None of those were that good though.
Yeah, but I had fun with like the first two.
Yeah,
Like the first
that's
two
fine.
were like going around the outback, throwing boomerangs, all that fun stuff.
Really
Like-
big.
But the
Yeah,
third one was unequivocally terrible.
Mhm.
And I was just like, there are no redeeming qualities in this game.
But was it so bad that you didn't like the two anymore?
I felt
think
less
that's-
for them.
Wait.
It
that's
is
the
true.
core of
It
it.
actually is true that I
Noah's
did
got
feel
one.
a little less about the first two
Noah's
games
got one.
because of this third game.
Hit me no.
I've got a game.
Mm-hmm.
The Gex franchise. It wasn't ruined for me, but Gex 1, fun game. Gex 2, perfect game. Gex 3, dog shit.
Never played Gex.
Yeah, I've never heard of
Absolute
I've
dog
heard of it.
shit of a game.
Probably from Noah, but
Yeah.
I've never.
You've never played oh my god, Gex was one of the iconic original PlayStation games.
Hold on.
Like Croc and the Legend of the Gobos.
Oh my
I've never heard of
Gobos.
Croc.
Thank
How have you never heard of Croc?
How have you never heard of Gex?
Croc was a way bigger deal than Gex.
Gex
Please.
was my man.
Here's the thing.
He
I
was
both,
the gecko.
I had both Croc games, and I only beat the second one. I never beat the first one, and I started
thing,
on the
I-
second one. So
All right.
the story like made no sense to me from the beginning because you had to play the first one to understand what was going on,
Is the-
and this was
All right.
before
Neither
you
of
could
those
just
games
Google
were
it
too
on the
great.
internet. So
Croc
We're-
was like trying to be Banjo Kazooie, but failing in every aspect.
That's
You know what?
kind of what Gex was doing.
here's what annoyed me the most about Croc was that your health and your life were the same thing. There was no separation between your health bar and your life bar. Like if you
What do
died,
mean?
it took away from your health when you respawned.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like you had like 3 hearts.
As
If
you're
you
reading-
died,
as
you
you're
were
reading
down to
that
2
thought-
hearts.
Okay, as you're going through that, I'm just like, I don't understand what you mean. What you're saying is not nonsense.
Is not yeah.
And then then you explained it. I'm like,
All right, but this
Yeah.
is what we're gonna do. The three of us are gonna get together. I'm gonna play Croc for one of your guys'
no,
channels.
you don't
and
actually
you guys
need
are
to
gonna
play Croc.
Gex for my
Wasn't-
channel.
Wasn't a great game.
Yeah,
Croc
it
wasn't
wasn't-
actually
it
a great
wasn't
game.
Okay,
good
but
enough to
Gex was a
justify.
great game. Gex was a great game. You guys
No,
got
I think you have
You can play
some
Gex
like.
sometime.
I think you have some serious nostalgia glasses. If you think
No,
anything
I
on
don't.
the PS1 was
We'll see
good.
if those are some rose. No, we'll hang out sometime. I'll play Gex and we'll see if those are some tinted glasses you're wearing.
They're not though. It's a
This
good
is
game.
just like when they released that remake of that game on Steam, and we had to listen to you on Discord complaining every step of the
Sphinx
way
and the Legend of the
Okay,
Cursed
how
Mummy.
but have
terrible
you-
the mechanics were.
Okay, but
This is a
useless.
terrible game. This is a terrible game. Love it.
But
Loved every minute of it.
shameful plug. Have you guys been watching my Spyro the 2 Let's Play?
I haven't had
No,
time.
I'm sorry.
One
Wanted
of the
to.
one of the latest episodes, I'm literally like, oh, I hate this thing about this game, but I love this game. Oh, I hate this thing about this game, but I love this game. I do that all the time, and I don't know why. I don't
very
know
passionate.
why.
Well, clearly
very
you're a
passionate.
masochist. That's the answer.
No, but what no one else knows is we'd be hanging out in Discord.
You cut out.
swearing. It was like-
Yeah.
every few minutes, Noah would just swear because we're just sitting in Discord. He's playing Sphinx and Legend of the Cursed Mummy. He's like, I hate this game. This game's terrible. I hate it. And then by the end of it, it's like, love that game. Best game. I love that game so much. It's like,
Yeah.
no, you hated every moment of it. I just complained. I love it.
I
It's like
didn't
game of the
hate
year.
every moment.
Game of the year. Sphinx
Really?
Legend of
Because
the
you
Cursed
hated
Mummy.
all the moments we were privy to. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, all the moments you guys were privy to.
I hate this. This is terrible. This game is garbage. I love it.
Anyway.
Great game.
Okay, I got mad when there was a bug that still remained from 2000 whatever that they did not fix. But luckily, I reached out to one of the developers and they were like, "Sure, yeah, we'll fix it." Next patch, it was fixed. So that was
dude.
nice.
Well,
Very
that's cool.
nice. I hate
Hey,
this
yeah.
game.
Wait, hold on.
I hate this game.
Okay, sidebar. Did you guys play Fancy Pants Adventure?
No.
You guys never played Fancy
played-
Pants?
I played the Fancy Pants games, like there were Flash games that were
Yeah,
just
the
rip-off
Flash
Sonic
games?
the Hedgehog.
Yeah. The Fancy Pants
Yeah.
games on like addictinggames.com and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Armor
I know
Games and all
Fancy
that
Pants.
congregate.
Mhm.
By the way, for all of
Yeah.
you out there who are too young to remember Flash games, first of all,
Wait,
ridiculous.
real quick.
Second of all,
First of all, go to
Wait, wait.
addictinggames.com
Wait, no,
and just
first,
play for an
please.
hour.
No, first, please tell me if you don't know what we're talking about in the comments. I need.
Well, I don't know
Yeah,
what you're
actually,
talking about.
yes,
I'm right
please.
here.
please let's
Yeah, but
start
you know
there.
the websites anyway.
I know the
really
websites,
know
but I
those.
don't know that
Question.
game. I don't know the
I just
fancy
Does-
I need
game.
confirmation.
Does everyone here know
Anyway,
what
continue.
addictinggames.com is? Or Congregate or Armor or like
Any of those websites. Newgrounds.
Newgrounds.
like any Flash games websites. We
Maybe
just need a
less
little
so
confirmation.
Newgrounds.
yeah.
Just like throw it out there, please.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll move on in the meantime.
Yeah.
I'm just old enough to remember
Okay.
those. Someone doesn't
Good.
remember them. Oh,
All right.
I've never felt like the old man in the room.
Skid,
Oh.
happy.
Welcome to my world.
Be
Welcome to
pulled.
my
Be pulled into our world. So
I'm the baby
When-
of this group.
when
You
we,
are the baby of this group.
All right, I'm gonna tell my story. This is my
Tell
story.
your
with
story about
Flash
Fancy
games.
Pants Adventure.
He told
So-
my story.
So when I was in middle school, this was like the thing. All right,
Oh yeah.
which was you would go to places like Addicting Games, Congregate, Armor. There was one called Candy Stand that was like all the games had like a candy theme to them.
stand.
It,
Okay, do you remember Postopia?
yeah, I remember everything. All
I
right.
remember posting. Yeah.
But there were like most of these Flash games that you
Neopets.
played were just
Neopets.
terrible. Like
Garbage.
they were
Terrible
like
games.
they were like quickie
They were
games
not-
from people who
No,
were
they
just
were
trying
bad.
to.
They were bad games.
No,
They-
I'm putting the nostalgia glasses on now. They were not garbage.
Yeah, but you know the nostalgia glasses
They
are
were.
on. They were
Shut
chill.
up. I'm not taking them off.
But they were games that were made like quickly, like as projects or whatever. It was like the Impossible Quiz. The Impossible Quiz is terrible, but occasionally you came across one that you were just like, this isn't complete garbage. And there were a couple. There was one that I played called Flagstaff. It was like a dungeon crawler, and the characters were like hilarious. There was like a wizard and a ranger and a cleric and a knight, but they were all like They all had weird personality quirks. Like the wizard was a drunk who stole money from the other
Okay, yeah.
characters to feed her
Okay.
alcoholism, and yeah, it was all funny. But there was also a game called Fancy Pants that was just
Yeah.
like this game about a stick figure, and basically,
Who had fancy pants?
right, who
He
had
had these
fancy
bright
pants.
orange pants that he wore.
And you just ran, and it was all like flowy and beautiful. Like the mechanics worked so well. Like you
Oh,
just
yeah.
like flowed through everything.
No, it played like a good like old Sonic the Hedgehog 2D Sonic.
Yeah, it like
It was good.
it was so
It
good.
was actually a solid game.
So about like a month or two ago, in December or November, on Steam, they just released Fancy Pants Adventure. Now you have to understand, Fancy Pants had like hadn't been heard from in like 10 years, and there was always
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
sort of like underlying thing with the games, like, oh, we're working towards something, we're building towards something, but you never heard anything from it. And then out of the blue, they just dropped Fancy Pants Adventure on Steam, which I have been playing in my spare time, and it's been beautiful, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But I was so hyped for it, and then whenever I went to PAX South, they had a booth there, and I got to meet the guy who created Fancy Pants.
That's
That's awesome.
It was so
that's like
cool. And I talked to him, and I was just like, this was like one of my favorite Flash games to play. And he's just like, I love hearing that. I have had so many people come up to me and like just tell me things like that, and it's been amazing. And I'm like, it's such a good game, my dude. It's so much fun.
it just feels good to play. It was just really weird on keyboard because I was still like real console guy then, and it's just like I don't know how to do it. If I do it
And
now.
let me tell you about one of my favorite mechanics that got added is that in Fancy Pants Adventure, you get a pen, and there are places where you can draw your own path and like skim across the
that's so
world
cool.
on a pen. That's just like creating
That's
a line
so
for you.
cool.
It's so beautiful, and I love it. I love it.
Do you guys
Everything about
remember Line Rider?
No.
it. I'm gonna say no.
It was a thing where you like there's like a little like guy on a sled, and then you like would draw the course, and then he would just go through the course.
I
Look it
remember
up on
games
YouTube.
like
Just-
that.
Yeah, I'll have to share you some videos with you guys later because there's some really cool stuff people do, like setting up to songs. Like I found one that was Hall of the Mountain King, and it was just set up so perfectly. He goes through this whole little adventure, and it's just like so good.
That
So
sounds
good.
amazing.
There we go. We got it. Someone remembers
Yeah.
Line Rider. Yeah, love
Skid.
Line Rider.
Thank you.
I could never do anything
Thank you.
cool with it, but
And Happy, I'm glad that you remember Candy Stand. You can still check out all these. By the way, I just want to point out that like Congregate, Addicting Games, all these places, they're
Still
indie
there.
publishers now.
Well,
So a lot of them like publish like indie level games, like B level games, like C or B level games. They're pretty good. And you can still go to these websites and play the Flash games too, though, because they still have like all the Flash games just sitting around.
yeah.
And it's
However,
a lot of fun.
Addicting Games kind of sold out and got bought by Nickelodeon.
It's true they did, and that happened a while ago. So yeah, they do have a lot of
That was
Nickelodeon
a-
games, but
that
you
was
can still
forever.
you can still find the old games too. So good though, so much good stuff. Yeah, yeah.
You
But no,
wanna know
Addicting
something
Games
ironic?
published Rain World, which is just a ridiculously hard game about a tiny little slug cat trying to survive.
oh,
Rain.
that's what it was. Yeah, yeah.
Does anyone remember Kitten Cannon?
Yes. Yeah, there was a game on Addicting Games called Kitten Cannon where you
Yeah.
just fired kittens
Yeah, I remember Kitten
out of a
Cannon.
cannon and tried to get the most distance. And you could like hit landmines and stuff to keep them
goodness.
bouncing. It was a terrible game.
Mhm.
But
It was
There's so
Terrible,
many
terrible
variations
game.
of that game that aren't kittens.
there was also one called Don't Click the Dog, where literally the entire thing was just to sit there
I remember that
and
one.
don't click. Because if you moved your
don't
mouse at
click.
all, there was a gun that would shoot the puppy. So you just had to sit there through each level,
Why
not
is that a
doing
thing?
anything.
What was fun for me is like I grew up in a Catholic grade school. So like anytime we had like free time or like computer time or anything like that, everyone would try to go to those sites, but
And
we
they'd
were
all be
always
blocked.
no, they weren't blocked, and we would still play the games all the time. But if we were ever caught doing it, we would get
Oh.
detentions. I got a lot of detentions.
Yeah, no, when I was in school, a lot of these websites were blocked. Like they had caught on like,
Yeah.
these aren't. But there were other ones. There were ones that had like super misleading names. It's like, oh no, it's fictional.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
like my school never invested in like blocking software until like my senior year, my 8th grade year. But by then, people had pretty much already like done the worst things that they could with those computers. And this is a Catholic grade school.
Yeah.
There was one time, oh my gosh, one of the funny times. There was a girl in my class who we were doing like a Google search thing. Like we would have like these Google search quizzes where it would be like, who's the 13th president of the United States? You know, how do you get to yahoo.com? How do you do that? You know, we would have these quizzes. I don't know how, but just from the corner of the room, this girl just kind of screamed and jumped back and said that she found porn.
Wow.
And like, yeah. It's like, I don't even know what you were doing or how you did that,
before
but
Google
Who's the
Tape
13th
search.
president of the United
United
States?
States. Anyways,
Oh my God.
but yeah, no.
Abraham
Good-
Lincoln, what were you doing?
Good nostalgia. Abraham Lincoln, no. Is that a top hat or are you just happy to see me?
Wow.
Millard
Okay,
Fillmore,
on
by
that
the way,
note,
guys.
we're going to
Millard
wrap things up.
Fillmore.
All right. We're going to go ahead and...
Nostalgia. We're
Wait,
gonna
did
close
you,
that
what
book.
did you say?
It's
Nostalgia.
Millard Fillmore.
Well, whatever. I
He's
don't
the
care.
13th president.
Look, I used to call
Lincoln
James
was
Monroe
16th?
James Moron, so...
He's gonna fill more than you think. Hey, hey, hey.
Oh my God. Look, we're dropping frames. I'm closing this thing out.
Yeah,
Done.
we're done
Hey,
here.
so this has been Joe. Joe, is there anything you want to share?
Yeah, check out my channel. More World of Warcraft coming soon.
Woo!
Sweet.
YouTube.com/numbers.
That
Joel
has...
Bone.
Yes, over on Twitter at
It's
Joe
all a
Obone.
tie dad. It's all been a tie dad.
It's all been a tie dad.
It's all been a tie dad.
That has been Noah. Noah, anything you want to share?
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on Something Forever Nerd. We got Spyro the Dragon. We got Kingdom Hearts, kind of, sort of. I need to work on episode 30. We've got Dive into the Hearts podcast, which we need to do another one. We've got that's coming up. We've got what else do we got?
Yeah,
More
five.
SWOTOR.
Tom's SWOTOR. We've got Tom's I Have Issues and our Let's Talk series that we're kind of trying to
That's
work on.
in the air.
And
All right.
random moments, random skits.
Good. All right. Good share. And I have been Janky
Also,
Shenanigans.
check all of us in. Oh,
And I have been
I was gonna
Janky
say, check all of
Shenanigans.
us
You
in
can find
Emmy's
me on
comic.
Twitter at Jank Shenanigans. You can also find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Janky Shenanigans, where you can watch VODs of all of my streams, the podcast, and a little series I do called Hanging with Janky, where I talk about boring news articles and try to make them more entertaining, while also basically doing what I do on here, tangenting and
but
drinking coffee.
only.
But only me.
Only.
I can't be
But
interrupted
only-
if it's only me. Anyway, you can also
I beg to
come back
differ.
again. You can also come back again tomorrow to this channel to check out Multiplayer Mayhem, where we'll be playing something. Overwatch, PUBG, who knows? I haven't decided yet. But that will be
You're
at
the
3
dog man.
p.m. EST. And then on Saturday, I'll be back again for a variety stream of some sort. I do not know what we will be playing, but we will be playing something. So I hope to see you guys there. Then, that has been Scritches the Pop Culture Kitten. Scritches for the kitten.
Scritches.
So cute. And until the next time, until next week, this is the Pop Culture Podcast. Signing out. If XSplit will do its thing, will XSplit do its thing? It's thinking. There we go. There we go. Now the screen has transitioned over.